Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today we're going to be doing some more work on my neo-geo cabinet. What we're actually going to be working on today is the mini Marquee lights. As many of you know, when neo-geo first came out, it would have a system where each individual mini Marquee would light up when you select the game. Unfortunately, over the years, most cabinets lost that functionality because the lights they used originally would get dimmer and dimmer and then eventually stop working at all. There really hasn't been any good solutions to replace those lights until now. Somebody came up with a pretty ingenious solution. So I'm going to go ahead and install this. So let's get going and I'll walk you guys through the process. I didn't read completely through the instructions, but I glanced at them. It looks like it's all plug and play. Should be pretty simple. The only thing that might take some effort is, I don't know if I have a wood panel behind here. I don't really remember. So I might have to modify behind here a little bit, find some wood to go back here. Shouldn't be a big deal. We'll get it done. And I'll walk you guys through the process and then I'll let you know what I think of it. Okay, I'm all unboxed. Here's everything that comes in the kit. Of course, these are the 4 light panels. This is the Molex connector to make everything completely plug and play. This is a very nice touch because, you know, a lot of people would assume that people in this hobby would be able to splice this off themselves, but you know, the seller here went ahead and included this just to make things even easier. So that's a very nice touch. This is the harness that connects the original neo-geo board to the new LED board. You can see this is by a fellow named Lee Smith. I will give you all of his contact information at the end of the video and also down in the description, so check that out. This is pretty straightforward. You have power comes in here. This sends out power to each of the individual lights, and you see they have slots for 5 and 6 for people who have those cabinets. And then this is the microcomputer, or whatever you would call it, that does all the heavy lifting. I think that's an Arduino. I don't really know. So yeah, let's go ahead and put this in and see how it works out. Alright, step 1 for this is to plug that pigtail in that I just showed you. So this is of course, the original power supply to the cabinet harness, which you saw me set up in another video. So we're just going to go ahead and disconnect this and then connect the new one in between here. Okay, and here's our harness with the pigtail plugged in. I don't know if that's the right terminology, guys, but you know what I'm talking about. So you see this is the middle go-between piece. Now when you do this, you have to make sure that these wires match up in case, you know, something weird happened with your cabinet or whatever. But I mean, I personally repinned this connector to match the power supply, so everything matches. Now you can see we actually do have a white wire here that doesn't match here. That's a white to a yellow, but it's going to be okay because once you follow that yellow, that one's going to basically the top left of your screen, and then we follow that and we see that there's no connection there. So that doesn't matter that doesn't match. I guess that's there maybe to support a different power supply or whatever, but there you have it. So this should be just fine. And then of course these yellow and black wires coming off of the new go-between supply power directly to the board. So basically we just need to run these up to where the Marquee is, find a place up there where that board can live, and it looks like it can go right next to the monitor here. We're like right up in there somewhere. And then from there, we just have to connect the 4 mini Marquee panels And that's pretty much it. This was very plug and play. With this go-between connected, I'm actually going to go flip the cabinet on, make sure it powers up. I have no reason to believe that it won't. So let me go do that as a test, and then we'll go on from there. Alright, and we're good. Our monitor is dim as usual, but it is working. So let's go ahead and finish this up. Alright guys, so I took the marquee off, and yeah, I remembered right. I don't have the actual piece of wood back here. This is just an LED marquee light here that I threw in because this came to me with no marquee light. And as you see, the mount, I don't know if you can see actually, but the mount tabs aren't going to line up with this at all. So I'm just going to have to find a wider piece of wood to stick in here. Won't be a big issue. I probably have something in the garage, so let me go find that and we'll continue after I find something. Now this should go without saying, but if you're removing your marquee light that's already in there, I'm going to save this, for another machine or whatever, because I will inevitably get one that needs a new marquee light. But when you disconnect it, make sure that you recap the wires going to it and tape them up so that there's no chance of them shorting out. They're still going to be receiving power, so you don't want anything to be able to short on that. Alright guys, so you probably just saw me cut that board for in here, and it actually fits perfectly. However, see, perfect fit. However, as soon as I put this in, it occurred to me that this is not right. This is not how the neo-geo marquee is supposed to be with the EL panels. Because if I attach the panels, we're talking, I don't know, 3 inches back, 4 inches back, that light's going to bleed over into the other mini marquees, regardless of which one we're using. So this board is actually supposed to be more like this. It's, if you can see the edge here where the marquee sits, it's more or less flush with that. So what I actually figured out is that these, bracers right here have either been added or moved. From pictures I see online, there should be a bracer just like this, but much closer to the front, almost flush with this one right here. So we also have some glue here I'm going to have to remove, so I'll remove that. I'm going to put a new bracer lined up with these. Alright guys, so I screwed in these 2 braces here on the sides. You see these are just like scrap shelf pieces. It's low quality wood. Doesn't really matter. It's not structural or anything. It's just holding that marquee board in. I also only had 2 screws on hand that are long enough. I really should have a supply of longer screws, so these are not in there right. So I probably just need to go to run to Lowe's or something before I continue with this. So let me head there and we'll continue after that. Now that the bracers are in, this one cracked a little bit, but no big deal. I can go ahead and mount our Marquee board. And I said earlier that I wouldn't be able to use this because it doesn't go all the way to the top and it's not going to line up right. Well, I was wrong. And again, it's a stupid thing, but it just has to be as big as the mini Marquees, and it is. So if I have to like shift it up a bit, that's fine, or if it can lay down there, that's fine. So that should be just fine. Now I just have to attach the mini Marquees to this board, and I do have a little template that I sketched out. This is just like a pencil, sketch of the Marquee, based on the actual Marquee. So if I follow this, this should line up the Marquees just perfect. So let me see if I can do that, and then we'll figure out how high we need to mount this thing, and we should be good to go. This pen doesn't even mark this melamine wood, except that, actually, looks like it might have marked it. Mostly it's just putting a dent in it that I can kind of use. Hey, look at that, I actually did get a mark that time. Just trying to line this up the best I can. Hopefully my logic on this is good. They just go flush, is that right? Oh, look at that. So that's perfect. That helps a lot. Just have them in completely next to each other. Helpful. Okay, now I think the third and fourth have a bigger gap between them, so I don't think lining it up directly is going to work for this one. Let's see. Oh, yeah, look at that. So let's just see if the fourth one can be done like that too. Actually, that's perfect. Perfect. Hope everything's just straight behind, and if so, we'll be good. Alright, so I figure I'm gonna mount this here in the center on the back of the Marquee board, so everything's kind of nice and contained. We need to run the power wire up here. These four are for the 4 Marquees, and then we have a connection for the actual EL wire right there, which was included in the kit because I didn't have the original. Hey guys, sorry for the break in the video. Right about here I got a new phone, and this clip that you're watching right now was recorded on it. Unfortunately, it did not like my old SD card, I guess it was too slow for the video that it records or whatever. So the clip got pretty choppy, and I decided to pretty much just nix it. So I'm just showing you a snapshot here of the LED panels attached to the board. There's nothing, exciting here. It's just I cut down each of the LED wires so that they weren't ridiculously long, and I just attached them to each screw terminal. That's pretty much all there is to it, and now we're going to return and mount it in the cabinet. Alright guys, and here's the final connection we have to make for this kit. This is the EL data wire. The instructions say that the black wire always goes to the left. So there you go. This is right next to the credit display outputs. So there you go. And this goes all the way up. There's our board up here. So we have all four. The panels connected on the left. We have power on the right, and then you see the EL data below that. So I think that is it. Okay, when I went to put the Marquee back on, I noticed that I knew I was going to mess something up. I didn't account for the space needed to actually lock this, so I just had to use the drill and notch out, make a little notch there so that I could actually lock the Marquee. So not a big deal, but I just wanted to make note of it. So if anyone is following along with this, you can avoid that. Okay. I still got to clean this up. I still got plenty of stray dog hair and stuff in the mini Marquee. Constant battle when you have pets, but everything's lined up pretty well. I think everything's tucked in. And I'm going to go ahead and turn it on, and we'll see how this works. Hey guys, I'm just popping in here one more time. I just wanted to make a quick note and let you know that I actually destroyed my MVS board during the recording of this video. It's a long story and it's sort of off topic, so I won't get into it right now. I just want to let you know that when I turn this machine on, it's a completely different board than what I had in the beginning of the video. And I also want to emphasize that it has absolutely nothing to do with the Marquee kit itself. So if you're considering picking up one of these kits and you're sort of on the fence, don't let that hold you back, because I killed the board out of pure stupidity. My fault 100%, and overall I thought this kit was absolutely great and I highly recommend it. Okay, with that said, let's get back to the video and see how this works. Here we go now. Lights are off. Still have this bright light from the sun behind me. Unfortunately, I don't have any blinds up right now. But you can see now, this lights up nicely. I might mask around the edges here where you can see the Marquee holder in the back. I think if I just mask around that, it'll look better. So this is awesome. This works perfectly. Highly recommend it. Very easy to install, and it really is a nice touch for the neo-geo. Alright guys, that's going to be it for today. Thank you again for watching as usual, and I'll see you next time.